Hello and welcome back to FC26 Spin the Wheel edition, brought to you by myself, Bevchenko. If you didn't tune into last week's episode, all I can say is we're out of the FA Cup. We lost an Anthony Gordon goal against Newcastle in that 1-0 defeat, and we are out of the Europa League after losing 2-1 on aggregate to Stuttgart. It was a valiant response in the second leg after being 2-0 down, but we just couldn't get quite over the line. So Evangelos Marinakis will not be happy, as they were two of our objectives. However,
you said at the start of the season, the first campaign really about setting principles, getting your message across. The second campaign, you normally win. Are you seeing enough in this side that this season you do think that they will be a side that can win? I'm talking silverware.
Yeah, absolutely.
Competing right at the top.
Am I going to answer the question, or are you going to keep asking? No, absolutely. And I think I'll correct myself. I don't usually win things. I always win things in my second year. Nothing's changed.
And you're confident you can do that with this side? You're seeing enough?
Well, I just sort of said it now, so I don't say things unless I believe them.
So hopefully we'll win in our second season. But first, we have a very important game. It's 5th versus 6th against Tottenham Hotspurs. We've got Arsenal and Chelsea breathing down our necks for that final Europa League spot, which is the last thing left on our 3 objectives. So we need to try and get one of them, surely. It was looking at breeze at one point, but we hit some bad form the past few games. So hopefully we can crack on with a win. So a trip to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as Spurs take on Nottingham Forest. Both teams needing a win to reach their objectives. The only change for Forest is Ola Aina remains sidelined thanks to the form of Jed Spence. Everything else remains the same. We need to start fast. We need a win today. Otherwise, I worry for the rest of our season. Mohamed Kudus. Plenty of strength against Nico Williams last time out was Kudus. Not this time. Nico gets the better of him to start with. Fofana gives it to Morgan Gibbs-White. Lays off to Douglas Luiz. Going to need big games from all these players today. Dan and Dor using his pace. Obviously, Jed Spence now against his former club. The ball's given away there as Dan and Doyle look to Fred through Igor Jesus. Udogi. Down the line. Jed Spence intercepts. Great play by the former Spurs starlet. Starlet might be a strong word, but Elliot Henderson. Igor Jesus plays the ball. Lovely ball to Malik Fofana. What can he do here? Cuts inside. Has a crack. And over the bar. It's goal kick. Drops deep. Ben Davis laying it back to Costa. Solanke wins the header there. It's a foul. Interesting foul there by Moussa Niakate. I didn't see much in it. Elliot Anderson gets the better of James Maddison there. Plays it through to Igor Jesus. Plays it back, and they've both lost the ball here. It's still going. Elliot Anderson to show of strength. It's a save by Costa once more. Forest looking strong at the moment. Maddison again. Can he get the better of Elliot Anderson this time? He lays it back to Bissouma. To Pedro Porro. Porro, this whole right-hand side of Tottenham Hotspurs is a threat. Kudus down the line. Moussa Niakate has to come out of position. Elliot Anderson covers. Solanke. Edge of the box. Well held by Matt Sells, who looks for a quick release to Dan and Doy, and he gets it. To Morgan Gibbs-White. There's just no way through. Forest probably needs to start retaining the ball a bit better and knocking it backwards rather than trying to constantly attack. I think that's our problem at the moment, this blue spell we're going through. We had such a fantastic start for the season, and now we can't buy a win. Through ball, Solanke. Thought that was offside. The referee and the linesman didn't think so, so bit of a let-off for Forest there. Fofana's going to try and get past Pedro Porro here. Douglas Luiz. So Dan and Doyle looking for that support from Jed Spence. He's got it. Has a shot. Takes a deflection and held by Costa. Good play by Forest. 34 played. Bit of a slice ball to Pedro Porro there from Costa. Kudus comes down. Everything's going down this right-hand side here. And I don't blame them. Bissouma. To Sarr. Tottenham knocking it around. What can they do here? Elliot Anderson needs to get here, and he does. Great play by the England international. Needs support. Where's Dan and Doy? He's not there. Ball, bit of a mix-up there between the two. And Tottenham come away with it. And there's another mix-up. Fofana is ahead of Pedro Porro here. Half a chance. Oh, just as the trigger's about to be pulled, Ben Davies gets a toe on the end of it. James Maddison to Solanke again. Gives it away to Nico Williams. Forrest once again looking to put pressure on. He's offside by a mile here. Yeah, thought so. But the whistle goes for half-time as well. 0-0 at the break at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Beautiful ground. No changes for Forest in this half. Gibbs White. Helps start the game with Igor Jesus. Dan and Doy. We're going to put a bit of pressure on the left back Udogie. There's no one there though. Where's the support? He's giving it away to young Gray. Udogie comes forward. Gray appears to be playing centre-back, which Ange Postecoglou famously put him in. Even though he's a midfielder by trade. Young Archie Gray from a very famous footballing family. There we go. Great play by Douglas Luiz. Half chance here for Forest. If we can make anything of it. Great ball to Dan and Doy, who gets played through here. He's going to have to take it on himself, though. And he does. Great effort, but well saved by Costa. Solanke winning everything in the air today against Moussa Niakhaté. Forest win the ball back with Morgan Gibbs-White to Jed Spence. Dan and Doy. Morgan Gibbs-White plays it through. Using his pace. Cuts it back. Anyone there? And there's a chance. Oh, and Igor Jesus has skied it. I cannot believe that. There's a chance gone begging after an hour. Malik Fofana comes off now for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Terrible, terrible miss. Snatched at it. Just fell to him perfectly as well. After that great challenge by Elliot Anderson in the 6-yard box to win it back. Spurs reset, come back forward. They've not created anything in that final third today. So Forest need to make sure that they take the chances. Rodriguez play on. The Spurs retain possession. Knocking it about nicely now. Bissouma. Back to Archie Gray. To Udogie. To Sarr. To Bissouma. Lovely play there. Moussa Niakhaté gets the better of it. Gibbs White. Threads it through to Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's got some pace to beat Pedro Porro. There's a lovely ball to Morgan Gibbs White here. Morgan Gibbs White. Can the captain make something happen? He needs to. It's saved again. It's just not happening. Past few games we have struggled to score. And if we don't score, you don't win. Udogie. I feel like we're getting super keepered every game, but we're not. It's obviously down to finishing now, I think. Ben Davies. It's Pedro Porro. Maddison comes again. 15 minutes remain. Great pass accuracy by Tottenham on 94%. Passing doesn't win you games though. Goals do. And that's what Forest need to create here. A goal. Looks to thread a ball through. Igor Jesus. It's just cut out. Carrasco to Sarr. To Maddison. Tottenham on the attack. Sarr now. Making his way through. Douglas Luiz slides in. Nowhere near the ball. Bissouma. Can he get... Trying to drag Jed Spence out of position there. Maddison looks for a through ball. And it's come. Kudus. Offside according to the linesman. Evan Nilsson coming on now for the last 5 minutes. Can he make something happen? If anyone's going to make something happen, it could be Maddison now as Tottenham regain possession. Sarr. Maddison. To Kudos. Forest. A draw's not really going to help either team here, especially with Chelsea and Arsenal brewing down both teams' net. Great touch by Muay. And it just goes over. Probably on last chances now for both teams. So Forest needs to keep hold of this ball. Dan and Doy. Through to Evan Nilsson. Flag stays down. Wonder save by Costa. And that's the game. Forest should have won it. They should have won it. Evan Nilsson had all the time in the world there. Could have even taken it closer. Unbelievable. Forest remain 5th. Now they've got to beat Sunderland in 18th. Evan Nilsson comes in for Igor Jesus at the Stadium of Light. Forest need a win. Diarra to Siddiqui. To Granit Xhaka. Alderweireld. Sunderland starting strongly. Forest, as we know, do not have the best records against these teams in the relegation places. They've been battered by Leeds. They've been battered by Burnley. Forest seem to do well against those mid-table and upper-table teams. So we need to change that narrative today. I don't think the kits help neither. It's a bit of a clash here in this sunshine. Roof's well off his line there. Forest can get the ball back. Could have a ping. Kirkin. Diarra. We're looking to be a key man. Will this central midfield pairing between Granit Xhaka and Diarra? And Siddiqui even. There's Diarra once more. Drags Jakuna out. There we go. Forest have got the ball back. Nico Williams gives it to Fofana. Lays it off to Morgan Gibbs-White, who dinks the ball over the top nicely to Evan Nilsson. There's no support. The support now with the captain. Morgan Gibbs-White. Shot blocked. Sunderland in a hurry to get this ball up the pitch. Granit Xhaka again. Kirkin. Adringa. Adingra brings it forward. Gets the better of Jed Spence, who gambles. Doesn't come off. Douglas Luiz is trying to get back to cover. It's cut back to the edge of the box. Diarra. Well won by Dan and Doy and Jed Spence. Ball's played to Jed Spence. Big foul on Dan and Doy there. He gets back up though. Jed Spence is still coming. Gives it to Morgan Gibbs-White. Flicks a little ball there and tries to dance his way through. Love a little side roll of the ball, but gets intercepted. Jakuna wins the header. And great play by Anderson there. Anderson's through here. He gets a shot away. And well saved by the keeper. There's the booking for the earlier incident. By Kirkin. Douglas Luiz whips the ball in. Great ball through. No one's there though. Gibbs-White lays it off to Fofana, who gives away the ball needlessly as he looks for Elliot Anderson. Fortunately, Forest win it back. And they've given it away again. Morgan Gibbs-White this time, the culprit. Siddiqui plays the ball over the top to Poveda. Great play by Moussa Niakate. The centre-back brings it forward. Fofana's on his bike now. Great play. Flag stays down. Looks to cut it back. Take the corner. Another corner for Forest. Second one of the game. No one there this time. And Poveda has all the time in the world to get this forward. He'll look to reset. No, he doesn't. He plays it back 1-2 with the striker. Kirkin. Already on a booking, so he has to be careful for the rest of today. Jakuna plays it well. So Niakate. Nico Williams. Gives it away needlessly. Poveda half a chance as it's like the parting of the seas by Moses, the way that defence split open then. Fortunately, he got blocked. Jed Spence blasts it away. Nearly at half time. Forest only on 30% possession. Getting absolutely battered once more by a bottom 3 team. And it's Xhaka. Robbery. That's a bit of a robbery by Jacuna against Brobbery. Mukiele. Diarra. Kirkin. Laying it back. Sunderland playing to half time now, I believe. Diarra. Sunderland fans in good voice. They'd be happy with a point today. And there's half time. No changes to the second half. As Forest kick this one off. Evan Nilsson to Gibbs White. To Dan and Doy. To Jed Spence, who decides to get on his bike and get it down the line as quickly as possible. Which he does. Kirkin can't dive in here. He's got to be careful. Ball given away to Adringa. Granit Xhaka brings it forward. Woeful passing by Forest. Got all the pace in the world. They can't pass to save their lives today. Adingra. Short ball. Jed Spence looks for it and he comes out with it. Jed Spence has been very good since replacing Ola Aina. There's Evan Nilsson doing the dirty work. Ball comes in. Evan Nilsson, free header. Just not enough power on it. Great accuracy though. Lovely little chip up by Jed Spence. And here's Brobby, plays it out wide, looking to pull Forest defence apart. They decide to take it back. Mukiele. To Pateva. Forest aren't going to score if they don't get hold of this ball. Jed Spence should pick this one up. He does. Should win a throw-in as well. There we go. Forest with Douglas Luiz. Plays the ball to Evan Nilsson. And he's come off with it. He's shrugged the defender. Can Evan Nilsson get the goal we need? It's another big save. The angles weren't great though as the Sunderland defence closed in on him. And that's fired up the Sunderland fans to support their team. Adingra will come again. Siddiqui. Forest in trouble here. Jed Spence got back though. Comes in with a tackle. Ref says play on. Could have been a foul there. Carl Hudson-Odoi's coming on for Fofana. Sunderland also making a change. Pervader's played really well. Comes off for Lefay. There's Morgan Gibbs-White losing out to the ball. Looking a bit tired, Morgan Gibbs-White. Almost ever present this season. Diarra. But lovely ball over the top to Lefay. Mukiele. Siddiqui. Playing it across the middle to Diarra. Murillo, former Forest star, has just scored for Chelsea. Granit Xhaka. Aldertere to Siddiqui. Xhaka, Diarra. Trying to find space to get forward, but they run out of room. And Dan and Doy's burnt past Kirkin. Plays a lovely ball, but it's too far back. He needed it more in front of him. Evan Nilsson unlucky there. Time running out. It could be another 0-0. As the season gets away from Forest in the first ever Spin the Wheel series. And it's only going to get harder as the rules get increased next season. So Adingra gets past Jed Spence. Half a chance here. Adingra cleared away. Here we go. Forest. Douglas Luiz lays it through to Dan and Doy. This is a chance. Kirkin jumps in again needlessly. Doesn't go anywhere. Great 1-2 between Dan and Doy and Evan Nilsson. Cuts the ball back. Is anyone there? Oh my goodness. That is the best save I have ever seen on FIFA. On FC. Can we see that again? We need to see that again. Here we go. Let's just watch this again. Dan and Doy. I need it in slow-mo. Unbelievable. This is honestly the greatest save I've ever seen. Dan and Doy cuts it back. Morgan Gibbs-White, 5 yards out. Save. Unbelievable. That's the luck we're struggling with at the moment. What a save. Corner to Forest. We need something good to happen. And we're not going to get it. It's going to be another 0-0 as Talibi brings it out. Plays a long ball over the top to Brobby. Jed Spence got to be careful here. His pace should be okay. Forest might get another chance though. Douglas Luiz to Dan and Doy. They've got everyone back. Ball over the top. It's going nowhere, this. There it is. Another 0-0. Another unbelievable goalkeeping performance. So Forest have got 4 games remaining to finish in the top 5. Chelsea next up. That's going to be the biggest game of the season. So make sure you tune in for that one. Until next time, cheers.